Stella Ursinius, Starbears in Low Gothic, are a seemingly mysterious chapter. Much like the Blood Ravens, they have little knowledge regarding their founding, only that they were founded during the Cursed Founding. Their homeworld, Urheim Majoris, is scarcely populated, rather they recruit from the local hive world of Urheim Minoris. They were first led by Chapter Master Dionius Griselis, a powerful and charismatic man. He was popular not only among his own ranks, but with the Astra Militarum as well, as he made it a point to protect the guardsmen when his chapter was deployed, and above that, their families. This proved to be his detriment, however, as he was paralyzed by an orc warboss going by the name of Squiggator. He was placed in a dreadnought and serves the chapter to this day. The Stella specialize in melee combat and are masters with power fists. The more venerable of their rank utilize a unique power fist with spikes embedded in the knuckles, which are meant to pierce armor. Failing this, they will use heavy weaponry, such as heavy bolters. They are also incredibly hardy, with bones that are difficult to break, even for some of the most fearsome foes. As they were founded in the Cursed Founding, they of course suffer from a form of psychosis which acts almost like the ash blindness, where they will fly into a killing frenzy, killing all those who get in their way. Once this happens, only two things can stop it: death or hibernation. Many who suffer from this affliction will fall asleep, and it may take days, weeks, months, even years to awaken, though some never wake from the slumber. The Stella share a hatred for orcs for the crippling of their chapter master and refuse to give greenskins any quarter. They fight with great zeal when facing them than many others and will have no mercy on even the lowliest grot. They find only one enemy more appalling, and that is the traitor marines, especially those serving under Slanesh. The process of being promoted from a scout is unique to the chapter, as their trial has to do with the bears who roam upon Urheim. A scout may advance based on the outcome of the trial. They are sent into the wilderness with only a knife and enough supplies to survive for a week. Should he survive but he accomplishes nothing, he will stay a scout. Should he slay any of the bears, which is no easy task, he will be promoted. Should he tame the beast, he will take it into battle. Few tame the bears of this world, as they are comparable to the Lupus Fenrisi in terms of power. Should one present the body of the bear, he will be anointed in its blood with markings that will become permanent and will be given the pelt to wear upon his armor. When on Urheim, the Stella will either prey or live off the land, hunting fish and picking berries. They live as the bears of Urheim live, but interfere little with their lives. Should a Stella die and his body can be transported back to Ursa, his armor will be put on display as his body is returned to the land. His trophies will be displayed with his armor. After a month, his armor will be put back into service, as well as his weapons. If the deceased is a veteran or of higher prestige, then a celebration of his life and achievements will take place, where a great feast will be held. If the deceased had a bear companion, it will be returned to nature. Stargazing is a common practice amongst the ranks of the Stella Ursinius, which is how they got their name. They will often name constellations and give them grand stories to explain why they now sit in the night sky. Stars are very important within stellar culture. Their battle cry mirrors this: "May the great stars guide us to glory." It is believed among the ranks that their souls become stars, and that many of the stars shining down on them are their battle brothers guiding them. As well, a common practice within the ranks of the Stella is to consume the meat of a fallen bear before a great battle, as it is believed to make them stronger. When threats are repelled, the Stella will typically stay behind to assist in rebuilding and in the relocation of refugees. In the event that they are needed elsewhere, one Marine will stay behind to assist the survivors. This started with Chapter Master Utonal Lanius, who noticed how difficult it was for citizens to recover. He began by attempting to coordinate relief efforts, but it became easier to assist directly, and they found it restored faith in those affected by the devastation of their world. Lanius was eventually slain by a member of the Death Guard Traitor Legion, and his armor and trophies remain unused to this day, considered relics by the Stella Ursinius. The Stella hold no grudge against Psykers, but they have very few librarians. Those few that do serve the chapter are notably weaker compared to other librarians. This is due to them believing they have little need for them, as they are already formidable, though the librarians they do have are regarded highly among their ranks. Aspirants of the Stella must do combat with a younger member of the chapter. The aspirant will be given ceremonial flak armor, replica sword, and a shield. Their combatant will in turn be given nothing. The purpose is not to kill either one. Instead, the Stella must gauge the skill of the aspirant. If he is found to be too weak, the Stella must defeat him and send him back to his homeworld. Should the Stella find him to be skilled and strong, he will feign defeat and allow him to continue to the next trial, which is to survive in the forest of Urham Majoris for 3 days. In this time, the aspirant is not allowed to kill and must live off the land. The final trial is to drink of a special drink made from psychoactive berries, the blood of a Stella, and water. The aspirant will see visions, and if he survives, he will begin the process to become a neophyte. There are some minor mutations within the Stella. This includes hair changing to white, black, or brown. They may also grow more hair, longer nails, and even sharper teeth. They may also have their eye color change to brown, black, grey, or sky blue. During combat, Stella will employ some tactics more than others, depending on the company. Their favorite tactics include the following: sending close-range combatants who are backed up by snipers, shock and awe, where they will send terminators with flamers followed by melee-focused marines, traditional firing lines, and most favored of all, an entire force of jump-pack-wearing assault marines. As mentioned previously, they have favored weapons, and these include power fists, heavy bolters, flamers, plasma cannons, stalker bolters, and rocket launchers. Among them, though, there are some who prefer traditional bolters or shotguns. The Stella Ursinius are non-codex compliant, using their 3rd and 4th companies as reserves, implementing librarians into companies, and having a nomadic demi-company, the Ursa Custodi, bear guardians in Low Gothic, who reside upon the battleship the Ursine Claw, taking it through various systems so that they can respond to a threat at a moment's notice. They are currently led by Lord Bearslayer Richter Stellinius, who gained his title through many hard-fought victories. Through their altruism, the Stella have gained the ire of many, from the Inquisition, High Lords, and other less civilian-focused chapters. They will rarely be called upon, as they are sometimes seen as a danger given their status as a cursed founding chapter and the Ursine Rage. As such, they usually have to actively seek combat zones, since so few would call for them. One notable example being that of Fentalis IV, where the regiment assigned to defend the world, as well as the Sisters of Battle, were nearly wiped out by demonic forces. Astartes had been called in. However, given the Ursine Claw's tendency to be where it needs to be, the Stella arrived unannounced, helping to push the renegades and demons from the world. On the world of Urheim, there is a mineral capable of conducting heat without harming the wielder, known as Starheart Steel, of which the most powerful blades and fists used by the Stella are forged from. When a Stella is recognized for his great deeds, he will be given a mastercrafted Starheart Steel replica of his prized weapon, and it is only ever touched by the chapter's tech marines. Even small blades could hold the heat of a plasma blast for years at a time, one neophyte was quoted as saying. The higher ranking of the chapter will have armor made from this steel, and if they are overly zealous, this armor may be their undoing as they roast alive, but it is durable and highly useful against lasers, plasma, melter, and other heat sources.